So this room used to be my office, but I moved it, so now I need to run an Ethernet wire from here to here. So currently the cable line comes in down here, and then I have a long line going up to the router and modem here. But what I want to do, so if you see where the cable line comes in, it comes in through the ceiling there. It goes down under this wood structure, and then that's where it goes to the jack. So what I want to do instead is put a jack somewhere around here, which is behind the modem and router, and then just have it go directly there. And then when I do that, I can pull the Ethernet wire through the wall and then put that up through the attic. So now the first thing I need to do is put a hole through the wall so I can kind of see what I'm dealing with here. Okay, so there's my hole, but the drill bit's not long enough to go through both walls, you know, both sides of the drywall. The drywall on both sides of the wall. Hopefully you know what I'm trying to say here. So you can use like a coat hanger, like a metal coat hanger, which I don't have one, but I do have, wow, that's really blurry. I do have this like landscape stake that I bent, and I'm going to use that to poke the hole. I'm not going to record it though because my camera's getting all blurry. I'll just show you once I get it done. So I ended up needing to use a hammer, but as you can see, I got it to poke through the wall. So now I know exactly where I need, like where exactly the hole is going to be on this side. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like too far back there, because that would be a nightmare to try to deal with that back there. And I wanted to have some clearance around this gas pipe. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. So this is a low voltage box, which is not really a box. It's pretty much just something that gives you a place to screw your screws into when you put the plate on the wall. And the way this works is that, as you can see, there's like a little notch here, and then there's another one right here. And so the idea is you put it up against the wall, and then you use this to trace two sides of your cut, and then you flip it around, match these little notches up with the lines you just did, and then you can draw out the rest of it. So we're gonna see how well that actually works. But I thought it was kind of a cool design choice with these things. I did kind of get the stud there. That figures. I was right next to it. So, no, it won't. Damn it. Just gotta move it over a little bit. Don't know how much you can see of what I'm doing here, but I'm basically just taking this plate off. So now the only way to get to where this wire feeds into my old office at is to take this off. Whew. So now back here we can see where the cable wire goes into the old office. So I can just pull it out like this. Now, in theory, I should be able to pull it out from here too. There we go. So unfortunately this ridiculously long cable wire is the only one I can find right now. So I'll have to go and buy a smaller one. This one is a bit too long. And in the future I'm going to be putting an outlet up here too, but that's outside of the scope for today. Alrighty, it's the next day, and now I have to try to get the Ethernet wire up through into the attic. Alright, I cut my Ethernet wire down. Now I'm just gonna get it started here, and then I'll go up into the attic to pull it through the rest of the way. Hey, you can see me now. What I have to do next is actually drill a hole in like the top plate of the wall so that I can run the wire down. But before I do that, I want to get everything hooked up to make sure there's no damage to the wire. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to put a little hole in the ceiling and run the wire down like that and hook it up to the switch, and just to make sure that everything's working. And then probably tomorrow I'll deal with actually installing it the right way. Do you see my drill bit? Where's that? And brown and white, and then brown, then we're doing A, so I need the green in the front here. If you saw my last video about running Ethernet wire, you will see that this is immensely easier than what I went through with that project. Okay. So now the moment of truth. Okay. Now this is my switch. So we're going to pretend that this is like a jack in the wall. Please forgive the mess. I'm still in the process of moving. So this is my NAS. I use it for storage for a bunch of stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug these Ethernet wires into the switch that should be getting internet from that line I just put in. And I'm going to plug this puppy in and turn it on and see if I can actually connect to it on the network. And if I can, then I know that there's no damage to this wire here. And then I can proceed with like the proper install of putting it into the wall. But with Ethernet wire, sometimes it gets, sometimes it'll get kinks in it. And all it takes is a little kink. And then next thing you know, the whole line doesn't work. So all these happy blinking lights here means that everything's working. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to install this guy in the wall. And the idea for that is I'm just gonna have it come straight down this wall here, and then the jack will be behind. The jack will be down there. But that's enough for one night. I'm pretty beat. It's probably like close to 9 o'clock. I've been working all day. So we'll pick this up tomorrow. Good night, Max.